Gravity is a fundamental force. It governs the universe. From the largest galaxies to the smallest particles, gravity is the force that holds everything together. It is the glue of the cosmos, the unseen hand that shapes the structure of the universe. It is what pulls us to the Earth. Every step we take, every jump we make is influenced by gravity. It is the reason we stay grounded, the force that keeps us connected to our planet. It is what holds the Earth in orbit around the Sun. This delicate balance between the gravitational pull of the Sun and the inertia of Earth's motion creates the stable orbit that allows life to thrive on our planet. Without this balance, Earth would either drift away into the cold void of space or be pulled into the fiery embrace of the Sun. Without gravity, our world would be a very different place. In the absence of gravity, there would be no up or down, no sense of direction. Objects would float aimlessly and the very fabric of our daily lives would be unrecognizable. Gravity is an invisible force. We cannot see it, but we can feel its effects every moment of our lives. It is a silent, constant presence that shapes our reality, but its effects are everywhere. From the gentle fall of leaves in autumn to the flow of rivers carving their way through the landscape, gravity is at work, shaping the natural world around us. It is why objects fall to the ground when we drop them. The famous story of Isaac Newton and the falling apple illustrates this perfectly. Gravity pulls objects towards the center of the Earth, giving them weight and causing them to fall. It is why planets orbit stars. The gravitational pull of a star keeps its planets in orbit, creating the stable environments necessary for the development of life. This cosmic dance of planets and stars is a testament to the power of gravity. It is why stars cluster together in galaxies. Gravity pulls stars together, forming the vast, beautiful structures we see in the night sky. These galaxies in turn are pulled together into clusters and superclusters, creating the large-scale structure of the universe. Gravity is what gives us weight. When we step on a scale, we are measuring the force of gravity pulling us towards the Earth. This force is what gives us a sense of our own mass and presence in the world. Without gravity, we would be weightless. Astronauts in space experience this firsthand. In the microgravity environment of space, they float freely, unbound by the force that keeps us grounded on Earth. It is also what holds our atmosphere in place. The gravitational pull of the Earth keeps the layers of gases that make up our atmosphere from drifting off into space. This protective blanket of air is essential for life, providing us with the oxygen we breathe and shielding us from harmful solar radiation. Without it, our atmosphere would drift off into space. The loss of our atmosphere would mean the end of life as we know it. The Earth would become a barren, lifeless rock, unable to support the rich diversity of life that currently thrives on its surface. Gravity is essential for life as we know it. It is the force that has shaped the evolution of life on Earth, influencing everything from the way plants grow to the way animals move. Without gravity, the complex ecosystems that make up our planet would not exist. Without it, our world would be a very different and very inhospitable place. The absence of gravity would mean the end of the world as we know it. Our planet would be a desolate, uninhabitable wasteland, devoid of the life and beauty that we take for granted every day. Imagine a world without gravity, a place where the very force that keeps us grounded suddenly vanishes. At first it might seem like fun. The idea of floating effortlessly through the air, defying the laws of physics, is undeniably appealing. We could float around like astronauts, experiencing the thrill of weightlessness that is usually reserved for those who venture into space. We could jump higher and further than ever before, turning simple activities into extraordinary feats. But the reality would be far from fun. The absence of gravity would bring about a host of unforeseen challenges and dangers. It would be pure chaos. Everyday objects that we take for granted would become hazardous projectiles. Without gravity, everything not fixed to the ground would float away. Cars would become airborne, turning roads into dangerous obstacle courses. Houses would detach from their foundations, leaving entire neighborhoods in disarray. People would become human projectiles, unable to control their movements, drifting aimlessly through the air. The oceans, no longer held in place by gravity, would rise up. The very waters that cover our planet would become untamed and unpredictable. Giant waves would sweep across the land, causing unprecedented destruction to coastal regions. Coastal cities would be inundated, their streets and buildings submerged under the relentless surge of water. The air we breathe would dissipate into space. Without gravity to hold it in place, our atmosphere would thin out, making it difficult to breathe. The sky would turn black. Without the scattering of sunlight by the atmosphere, the familiar blue sky would vanish, replaced by a dark, starless void. The Earth would become a barren and lifeless wasteland. The absence of gravity would strip our planet of its ability to sustain life, leaving behind a desolate and uninhabitable world. Humanity would struggle to adapt. Our bodies, evolved to live with gravity, would face immense challenges in a gravityless world. Scientists and engineers would work tirelessly to develop solutions, creating innovative technologies to help us survive and thrive in this new reality. Communities would come together, supporting each other through the hardships, finding strength in unity. Amidst the chaos, there would be glimpses of hope. New ways of living and thriving would emerge, showcasing the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. And as we adapt, a new dawn would rise over a transformed world, reminding us of our capacity to overcome even the most daunting challenges. Our atmosphere is a delicate balance of gases. It is held in place by Earth's gravity. Without gravity, our atmosphere would quickly vanish. The air would thin out, breathing would become difficult, the sky would turn from blue to black, the stars would be visible even in the daytime. Without an atmosphere, there would be no protection from the sun's harmful radiation. Temperatures on Earth would fluctuate wildly, the surface of the Earth would be bombarded by meteoroids, the oceans would evaporate, the land would dry up, Earth would become a lifeless, airless rock. The Earth is held together by gravity. It is what gives the Earth its shape. It is what keeps the Earth's core in place. Without gravity, the Earth would disintegrate. The Earth's rotation would cause it to bulge at the equator and flatten at the poles. Without gravity to hold it together, the Earth would eventually break apart. The Earth's core would cool down. The Earth's magnetic field would disappear. The Earth would be vulnerable to the solar wind. The Earth would be nothing more than a collection of rocks and dust orbiting the sun. Section 5. The human body, adrift bones, muscles, and weightlessness. The human body evolved under the influence of gravity. Our bones and muscles are designed to support our weight. Without gravity, our bodies would begin to deteriorate. Our muscles would atrophy. Our bones would become brittle. Our organs would not function properly. We would experience disorientation and nausea. We would have difficulty sleeping. Our immune systems would be weakened. Long-term exposure to zero gravity would be detrimental and ultimately fatal to humans. Section 6. A glimpse into a barren future. Earth as the new moon. To understand what would happen to Earth without gravity, we can look to the moon. The moon has very little gravity. It is a barren, airless wasteland. The moon's surface is covered in craters. It has no atmosphere to protect it from meteoroids. The moon's temperature fluctuates wildly between day and night. Without gravity, Earth would suffer the same fate as the moon. It would become a desolate and lifeless celestial body. Section 7. Gravitational variations. From mountains to mysteries. In this section we will explore the fascinating and often surprising ways in which gravity varies across our planet. From the towering peaks of mountain ranges to the mysterious depths of the oceans, gravity's pull is not as uniform as one might think. Gravity is not uniform across the Earth. It fluctuates based on several factors, creating a complex and dynamic gravitational landscape. These variations can be mapped and studied to reveal intriguing patterns and anomalies. It varies depending on factors such as altitude and the density of the Earth's crust. For instance, regions with denser rock formations exert a stronger gravitational pull compared to areas with less dense materials. This density difference can be due to various geological processes that have shaped the Earth's surface over millions of years. Gravity is stronger at the poles than at the equator. This phenomenon occurs because the Earth is not a perfect sphere. It is an oblate spheroid, meaning it is slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. This is because the Earth is spinning, and the centrifugal force is greater at the equator. The centrifugal force counteracts gravity, making the effective gravitational pull weaker at the equator compared to the poles. Gravity is also stronger at sea level than at higher altitudes. When you climb a mountain, you are moving farther away from the center of the Earth, which reduces the gravitational pull you experience. This is because the force of gravity decreases with distance. The further you are from the Earth's core, the weaker the gravitational force becomes. This principle is crucial for understanding how gravity operates not just on Earth, but also in space. Scientists use sensitive instruments to measure these gravitational variations. Gravimeters, for example, are highly precise tools that can detect minute changes in gravitational force, providing valuable data for researchers. These measurements can tell us about the Earth's structure and composition. By analyzing gravitational data, scientists can infer the distribution of different materials within the Earth, such as magma chambers, mineral deposits, and even the presence of underground water reservoirs. This information is essential for various applications, including natural resource exploration, earthquake prediction, and understanding the planet's geological history. Section 8. Imagining the unimaginable life without up and down. In a world without gravity, our sense of direction would be completely thrown off. We are so used to the pull of gravity that we take it for granted. Without gravity, there would be no up or down, no left or right. It would be impossible to stand up straight or to walk in a straight line. Our sense of balance would be disrupted. We would feel constantly dizzy and disoriented. Simple tasks such as eating or drinking would become incredibly difficult. Section 9. Gravity's enduring embrace, a force we can't live without. Gravity is an essential force in the universe. It governs the motion of planets, stars, and galaxies. It is also essential for life on Earth. Without gravity, our world would descend into chaos. Our atmosphere would disappear, our oceans would evaporate, the Earth itself would break apart. We often take gravity for granted, but it is a force that we cannot live without.